work. Our church worship service lasts 45 minutes. For the last 2 years, I've not been able to stand that long. 2.5 weeks into wearing the X39 patch, the pastor said, "You can now be seated." It dawned on me at that moment that, my goodness, I've been standing this whole time, didn't realize it.
After starting using the technology for approximately 2 weeks, my pain completely disappeared.
32 years of pain gone in 3 days.
I just love the products. They just help me to feel younger and younger year after year.
Thank God for X39.
My skin become younger, softer, firmer.
It's been really, really, really amazing.
I love X39 because it really helped reduce the inflammation in my knee. I can now run again. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Monday evening Live Younger call. Gregory Mascari, your host here. Robin in the background. She'll be chiming in with us here. And waiting in the wings is one of my best friends and a person we owe a lot to, founding Senior Presidential Director Kai Jacobson. And you know, it all starts with a phone call for many of us, didn't it? And a little over 5 years ago, close to 5.5 years ago, the telephone rang just at the right time for Robin and I, because I was looking for an opportunity. Robin was looking for a stem cell solution to a bone-on-bone knee, and we were about ready to spend $12,500 on a stem cell injection, and Kai mentioned stem cell patch, and the rest, as they say, is history. And Kai has just become, I knew Kai and knew of him for many, many years because he's a 40-year veteran in the industry. Very successful. He's owned his own direct selling company. He's been the top of several companies, built organizations with hundreds of thousands of people in it. But, you know, he's one of the founding pioneers, and he was there at the beginning, at the birth of LifeWave with the energy patch back in 2004. And he hung in there, you know, through thick and thin. And it got pretty thin there for a while in some of the lean years until the birth of our hero flagship product, X39. And that was right when he called us. It was a few months after it was being beta tested with the field. And he mentioned stem cell patch, and Robin says, "How can I get it? How quick can I get it?" And it didn't take long. She ordered it, and a few days later it arrived. She put the X39 in the back of her neck, C7. He didn't mention any other patch. And she just ordered the stem cell patch, put the patch on the back of her neck, C7, and the rest, as they say, is history, because 7 days later, her bone-on-bone knee stopped hurting. And so Robin's the kind of lady that she can't keep a good secret like that. So she has to tell friends. And she started talking to people about it. And more people tried it. And more people says, it's working for me. And those few people have turned into a couple 100,000 people, I'm proud to say. And I'm just so excited to have Kai. He's going to share with you a little bit about his background and his perspective from, like he likes to say, from 29,000 feet. He's way up there, like the top of Mount Everest. At the same time, he does have his feet on the ground. So Kai, thanks for joining us here today. And I'll turn this first part of the call over to you, brother.
Well, thank you, Gregory. What a very warm welcoming. You know, I have a little teaching that I like to do about once a year. I kind of, you know, periodically pull it back out again, because it's, you know, starting at the beginning, and you know, it's been a long journey with LifeWave. And one of the stories that I like telling too, from the very beginning, what got me involved in LifeWave was, you know, when my friend called me up about it, and told me about it, basically, you know, they got me at the word light. You know, this is a product based on taking light and sending messages to the body. And I just loved the idea of a wearable technology. And when I learned more that it was a unique product that was patented and you couldn't get anywhere else, that really touched me, because, you know, there's so many, you know, good network marketing companies out there that have, you know, really great products, some of the essential oils and the CBD products and all the great new, the fruit juices that have been coming out. There were so many companies based on these things, but they weren't patentable. They were great products, but you could pick them up on Amazon or get them in your health food store, or they just were available in a lot of places. And even though they built good companies, they all kind of faded away. And what really came out in the long run, kind of like the tortoise and the hare, the steady, solid company was LifeWave. And it was really because we have proprietary products. I mean, it really comes down to something that simple, something that you cannot get our products anywhere else in the world. And that's what made me feel this was something that had staying power and something that could be really special and that would build and over time really expand. And that's really what's happened. And so that's kind of why I'm here. Also, we had an experience. I had a business partner at the time, and he had a little dog. He lived up in Canada. I lived in the United States. I tell this story because it kind of is what maybe, is like, I love the idea, but when this happened, because you have to have a real personal experience with the product. And it's either you or somebody you love or an animal that's close to you, or, some, direct connection with it, not just a story from a stranger. And so we ordered some of the patches, which was just the energy patches. That's all we had at the time, back 20 years ago. And they had a little dog, a little Shih Tzu dog, and the dog had a stroke. It had, for the last 6 months, had been living underneath the table, the kitchen table, they put newspaper under the table, and it could just pee and poop there. And when it get up to walk, it only could walk in a little circle. It would just walk in a little circle. And that'd been going on every day, every night for 6 months. And they were very sad that the dog was 14 years old and they weren't quite emotionally able to put it down. So they kept going. And we called up Quila, who was a person we were working with, who was an acupuncturist and a nurse. And she said, these patches work great on animals. You should stick them behind the ears. They're a polarity patch, the energy patch. Put the white one on the right and the tan one on the left and see what happens. So my partner put the patches on this little dog. And within about 5 minutes, it felt like a long time. It was like almost felt like 20 minutes, but it was probably 5 minutes. The dog stood up and shook itself off and went in a straight line. First time it walked in a straight line in 6 months, and went to the front door and scratched on it and went out and peed. And we decided, okay, this product is amazing. We're going to build a business with it. So part of what I'd like to teach, what I started sharing about, was every year I like to refresh this, because, I think about it as a business. What makes people successful? Who really becomes successful? I do see a lot of people who love our company and love the product, but just don't seem to get traction. They just have a certain way that they bring in people, but it kind of fades, and then it kind of just, doesn't, languishes, that's the word I would use. And there's quite a few people that just can't quite get the traction. And I've always wondered what makes the difference of people that get real traction and the people that maybe really struggle with it. And I know that we love the products in the company, but what makes the difference? And so I came up with this concept. I call it the 6 pillars. I used to call it 5 pillars. I've added another pillar, the 6 pillars of belief. And it's about the belief level, because that 29,000 foot view from the top of the mountain is, we've got a great company. I mean, we're #1 this year in direct selling marketing. That's 500 companies. Some of them are like, the hugest, billion-dollar companies. 2 or 3 of them are billion-dollar companies, and we're #1 in momentum. In other words, they have a bunch of criteria, and the Direct Selling Association for network marketing and direct selling, 500 corporations are involved in it. We were voted as #1 by their criteria for the company to be in. Basically, that's expanding and growing and solid. That we're a 20-year-old company. There are different metrics that they look at, and we came out as #1 place to be in the world. So the 29,000 foot view is, you are in the right place. And so then we get down to the close view of, what do I am? Who am I personally? Looking in the mirror, looking at that 1 foot view. So the 29,000 foot view is great. The one, we're a 20-year-old company, we're debt free, we're in massive momentum, we're doing great. And then who am I in relationship to that? Close. Because the other middle part, that part that's between the 1 foot away from you and the 29,000 foot view is all the stuff that Gregory and Robin and all the people he's been working with, people like Connie Lucas and so many people who have jumped in to do these webinars. There are so many systems. You have this beautiful system with the Live Younger Success and liveyounger.com and all the trainings and the newsletters and these webinars and these trainings and calls every week and libraries of literally thousands of hours now that you can drop and plug people into getting that support and being part of a community. All that's there in place for you. So what is the piece that can make this all work? What is that catalyst? And it came down to these 6 things. And the first one is the products. The second one is the company. The third one is the compensation plan, the industry, MLM industry, and your team that you're on, and then yourself. These are the 6 things. And what I like to say is that you have to be, your belief level, your connection has to be at a 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, it should be a 10. It could be a 9, that little bit of space there maybe. But if you're a 5 or 6 or 7, the energy is just going to fall through that hole of that you don't have the strong enough belief and passion and connection to the company. It's not about how much you know. It's about your passion and your belief. And that's the part I want to talk about. So the first one being the products. If you honestly, I would like each one of you on this call to, do a self, critique. Look at yourself and calibrate. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 about the products, about X39 especially? What is your belief level? On a scale of 1 to 10, do you feel like it's a 10? I'd love to hear that most people are 11, that they're over the top. If you're not, then you need to use the product more. You need to hand it out to people you know and trust. Maybe put it on some animals that are close to you in your relationship to people, and find your belief, find your truth around the products. And try a few of the different ones if you have to, if X39 doesn't do it for you, but we really stay focused on the X39. That's how we're building our business. So, really get your belief level, whatever it takes to a 10. And then the next one is the company, and a lot of you have gone to these conventions and have seen David on the videos and been on, all the different kind of webinars that have been happening. There's so many beautiful ones that are happening. You can really start to kick the tires and see the company. You really want to get your belief level that you're in a really good company, not just a great product, but a company that you can, the people that are running it, that you can really be passionate about it and be a 10 on a scale 1 to 10. You want to be in a company you believe. The next one's the compensation plan. We have a highly leveraged compensation plan that pays infinitely deep. In the beginning, it's a little slow if you're not selling a lot of Diamondbacks. It takes a little while to get it off the ground, but once it gets going, because it's so leveraged and it pays infinitely deep into the network that you're building, it's an incredible compensation plan. And I recommend that you really learn it. If you don't know the compensation plan, take the time to go through all the videos, the written materials, go through them 2 or 3 times. Study it, put 3 or 4 or 5 hours into it, really understand how you're going to get paid. And you want to have a belief, a connection, like, wow, this is so much better than having a regular job. I have so much ability to help a lot of people, and by helping a lot of people, a great income can happen for me, and a residual income. You really want to be a 10 when you ask your question. On a scale of 1 to 10, do you feel you can be compensated really well for what you're doing? The fourth one is the industry. And that's MLM, network marketing. As Gregory always says on the calls, he's certifiably unemployable. And I'm the same way. I love working for myself, but not by myself. We're working with a company, LifeWave. And, once you really understand network marketing and that it's really based on the more people you help and support, the better you'll do. I am so proud that there are like at least 20 people in my network of about 300,000 people now at this point in the company, that at least 20, probably more, who make a much better income than I do. on a monthly basis. I do very well. I'm very happy with my income, but I love that they make more. And that means that what's so special about that to me is there's this myth out there that if you don't get in early, the people who got in early get way more than everybody else. That there's not enough left on the table anymore for you. Well, there are people 4 or 5 years into the company, I'm 20 years, that are blowing it wide open, that are doing way better than me. So the truth is, from that 29,000 foot view, is it's not too late. Matter of fact, it's the best time ever, because the company's in massive momentum. We're almost hitting, 400 to 500 million a year now. 400 to 500 million a year, almost $500 million. And we expect in the next 2 years to probably go to $1 billion. That means that we're going to grow double within about a 2-year period. And that's the biggest growth that the company's ever seen. That's a huge amount to grow $500 million. And you could be part of that growth and that expansion. We've hit the tipping point. So you really want to, understand the industry. I recommend a book I love. It's called Mach 2 with My Hair on Fire. It's written by Richard Bliss Brooke with a Brooke. It's about 2 hours reading, maybe 3 hours. You can get it on Audible. It's a very simple, easy book to listen to. And after you listen to that, you will realize the truth of what our industry is really about. It's all about service and about helping people, and how you can leverage yourself in the marketplace and be doing something you love from wherever you are in the world. You can travel anywhere and be anywhere, and the freedom. And once you really understand it, you realize that this is an incredible industry that we're in. And you want to be a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 on that one. And then the team you're on, well, that's obvious. I think everyone on this call knows how incredible Gregory and Robin's team is of Live Younger, and that you could not be in a more powerfully supported group. It's amazing what's going on. And then, of course, the last one, the new one that I put in, is yourself. And that's probably the hardest one on a scale of 1 to 10. You really have to believe in yourself. As Gregory says, he's one of my greatest mentors. This is a personal growth workshop, really, with a pay plan. And as you evolve and you believe in yourself and you grow and you expand and you push your, place of, maybe not being comfortable, where places that are more challenging, you push yourself and grow, you're going to get rewarded more and more. And the more people you help and support and become bigger, the bigger your business will be and your success with this. And that's pretty much it, and when you get those 6 things in place, your belief level, and that you're passionate and connected, everything starts working. All the middle ground that we talked about, that's in place for you, about learning how to invite people, make your list, do 3 ways, use the apps, the support, the team calls, all those things are in place. They'll all start working for you in a whole different way when your connection from your being is really passionate and lit. It's what makes the whole thing work. Gregory, I want to turn it back to you.
Well, I was just thinking, one of both of our mentors, and probably for many people on the call, one of the godfathers of the personal development industry, Napoleon Hill, said, what the mind can conceive and believe. And you just talked about those 6 areas of belief. And if you can conceive it and believe it, you can achieve it. And so we are so blessed. As you know, I believe that network marketing is the next logical evolution of the free enterprise system. No glass ceilings. No, it doesn't matter at what level you graduated, if you're ever graduated, or what your background is. It's really focused on your belief and your commitment. And I think Shakespeare said, if man were but constant, he would be perfect. And I think he said man because women already are, right? And that's probably why there's so many successful women in this company. We're outnumbered 4 or 5 to 1. And I like those odds. So Kai, one of the things, just a couple of questions. One of the things I always hear from people says, well, I've talked to everybody I know, or I don't have anybody to talk to. When somebody says that to you, how do you respond? Because that's just a fallacy. That's a misqualified mindset.
Well, the way I respond to that is, I'm an old school marketer, and I really believe in the warm market. I mean, there are some great ways to build on the internet and social media. I don't really use them that much. I mean, I send emails and I use websites and recordings and things like that. But at the end of the day, as you say, Gregory, it's not magical, it's mathematical. And the average person has a couple hundred to 500 people on their phone. So, many people have maybe only 50, but then there are people like me who have 5,000. And when you average it all out, it's 400 or 500 people on the average on people's phones. And if you just take the numbers, the math, if you call everyone, you don't do any guessing that, oh, this person wouldn't really want to do it, because you don't know who they might lead you to. So you just, no editing. You just send out a little text with the WhatsApp, with the InTouch app, and you just send out a little thing saying, hey, I'm just getting involved in this incredible business with activating stem cells with a patch. Could you watch this short little video and let's talk about it? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Whatever your little line is you want to use, and you send it out. I used to drive to the ocean. We didn't have the app when I first started, so I actually did texting and I had to paste it all together. Now we have these great apps with the great videos already made, and I would just sit at the ocean in my car, looking at it, opening and going out and swimming a little once in a while, and I just text. I just sit there texting, all day. I had 5,000 people on my phone, and the numbers are 4. It's 4 out of 100 people will get involved in your business. And so if you have 500 people, that means that 4 times 5 is 20. That means that about 20 people will get involved, and all those people on average have 500 people on their phone. So what I say is you drill down into your network. You work with the willing, and you contact, you get your little pot of people, whether it's 4, 5, or 500, depending on how big of people you can invite to take a look. And then once you get your group, then you help them do the same thing, and then you help the next level down. Because our pay plan pays infinitely down in the binary, you just keep drilling down into your people and supporting them and helping them. And the more people you help be successful, and eventually what happens is, Gregory, 1 or 2 really good people start to appear. And then you really work with them. You just kind of put everything else on the on the simmer. You still recruit. I'm not saying you don't do that at all, but maybe 80% of your time will be helping that incredible diamond. Like in a card deck, there's 4 diamonds. You're looking for 2, and when you find them, 1 on either side, then you can max out the binary, because the diamonds will make your business. I mean, there's a beautiful thing that Kim Clavers teaches, and she asked this great question. She's one of the main teachers in network marketing, and she asked the question, and is it true, and this was to 100 top-notch network marketers who she defined as they made over $100,000 a month, and they were in various companies. About 20 or 30 companies that she asked some of the leaders, because she does webinars for lots of corporate companies, and so she had met a lot of leaders. And she asked this question: is it true that 95% of your income is because of 1 or 2 people in your network? And I'm sorry, that the vast majority of your income is. And 95 out of 100 networkers, didn't matter what the product was, the pay plan, or the company, because she had 20 or 30 different companies, and they all had 95 out of 100 out of this random pick said, absolutely, 1 or 2 people I can account to why I have the income that I have. And the vast majority of it, 80%, 90% of my income. So you're looking for 2 people, and you don't have to recruit them. You just have to work with them. They have to emerge in one of your legs, 1 in each leg somewhere, from 6 degrees of separation. So that's a very powerful thing to realize. You only need 2 good ones. And that will take you all the way.
So, I was thinking, metaphorically, it's kind of like, you're looking for pearls, and there's oysters all over the beach, but how many do you open, until you keep opening till you find the pearl, and so find the best, I'll do the rest. And So thank you very much, Kai. We're almost at the bottom of the hour. Got a couple other things I just wanted to cover, but I just want to thank you for making that phone call. You changed our life, that's for sure. Robin and I had kissed a lot of frogs, as Robin likes to say. I'll say we drilled a few dry holes looking for, a company we could, call home. As I like to say, it's easy to find a place to stay, hard to find a home. And we found a home here together in LifeWave with you and so many other people that are listening tonight, and people that haven't even heard the word yet. So thank you, brother.
My pleasure.
Okay. Well, good. So I have some great news I want to share with everybody. If you didn't already see and hear it, Robin and I have launched a March $10,000 manager and manager maker matching bonus program. And this is for team members in the Live Younger community, those of you plugging into our calls and trainings and such. Robin and I are going to pay out $100 for every pair of managers and manager maker. And I think a matching bonus is a very powerful thing because, I know every once in a while the company will run a manager bonus. And if you go manager, you get an extra $100. And we thought about doing that, but we decided, why don't we split that $100? Because when somebody comes as a manager, somebody helped them get there. So this program is designed so whenever someone helps someone become manager, you each get $50, your new manager and you. So this is the guidelines. It's in the newsletter. It's also in the What's New section of Live Younger Success. I just want to go through them briefly. This program is going to be overseen by your upline directors. Robin and I can't deal with everybody, but we can deal with our directors. We have a weekly director call. We invite all of you to get the director and join us on, but each participating director is responsible to verify the new managers and the manager makers in their downline. And the upline director is responsible for entering the manager and manager makers on an online web form that we provided to them. Okay, so when you become a manager or you break a manager, you want to connect with your upline director and they'll fill out the paperwork. And the first 100 managers and their upline manager makers will be based on, and it's going to be based on a date and time stamp of submission. So don't wait a week or two. If you qualify on the 15th, you wait till the 25th. I can't guarantee you're going to get paid. But so it's based on the date of submission of your information. But, we're really excited to turn up the heat on making managers. And at the completion of 100, after we've got 100 new managers and 100 new manager makers, we're going to be sending out a congratulation qualifying letter and requesting from the manager and manager maker how they want to be paid. Some people will want PayPal. Some people would prefer having a check. We'll deal with that. And within a couple of weeks at the conclusion of the program, everyone will be paid. Liz Hodges created this beautiful thermometer. So far, we're about 7% done. We've got 7 sets of manager makers over the last couple of days. And I think as the word gets out, it's going to accelerate faster. So will it last for weeks, for the rest of the month? I can't say. There's a $10,000 threshold, and this will be updated every few days in the back of Live Younger Success in the What's New section. So here's the key. You must be an active manager or above to earn the manager maker bonus. So if I sponsored Sally, who sponsored Sue, who sponsored Jack, but Sally and Sue were not active managers, and I helped Jack down on my 3rd level become a manager, he gets $50 and so do I. So it's going to be the upline qualified manager, and qualified doesn't mean they're qualifying as manager, but it means that, they're active managers. So they've achieved the manager status and they're active with their personal PV every 31 days. Okay, that 110 points every 31 days. And that's who gets the matching bonus. So you can reach down in your team beyond people that are on furlough or fell asleep or haven't achieved a manager level. You want to work with the willing. So you want to reach down and say, hey, there's this cool bonus and you can earn $50 for going manager. And I actually earned $50 for helping you get there. So are you game? You want to go for it? And just make some phone calls, talk to some people. And so that's All of this is in the What's New page of Live Younger Success. Also, last Thursday, Robin and I did a training call about this, that the replay link is also there in the What's New page. So very excited about this program and hope you all are too. And you help people in your upline go. So it not necessarily the person that signed you up, Eva, it's the person above the person that helped that new manager achieve that status. Okay. So I'm just going to move on. This is all the same information that was there last week. New videos and downloads are trying to keep this valuable information at your fingertips in the newsletter. I invite you to make use of all of this valuable information. And I wanted to update you on the upcoming major events. May 3rd and 4th, LifeWave's first boot camp in Houston, Texas. It's going to be a half a day Friday, so give people a chance to fly in on Friday morning. It's probably going to start in early afternoon around 2 o'clock, go into the evening. Then it'll be all day Saturday, and give people a chance, if they want to pop on a late night flight to get home, they could do that. Otherwise, fly out on Sunday or Monday or whenever they want. So people are going to be coming from around the world. I invite you, if you're considering going, to go to the newsletter, click here to join the wait list. And once they have finished all of the preparations with the location, you'll get a special promotion code to get a discount if you choose to attend. So just because you click here doesn't mean you have to be there. But I think it should be, you intend to be there, but they're not going to hold you to it. You don't have to put your credit card up for anything on that. So that's the new LifeWave Business Bootcamp. Isn't that exciting? And the tickets are still available. They did have some interruption. And last week they were shifting from one registration platform to another. So if you tried to register for the conference and you couldn't, and a pop-up window came up open that says, sign here for notification, go ahead and do that. They'll notify you as soon. I checked it this morning and it still wasn't up. So the new registration system should be up any day, maybe any hour, and you can start registering again. It's not sold out, so don't panic, but they are shifting the registration platform. So, and then Robin, I think it's time for the spin of the week. Are you ready for that? Are we doing that this week? And you're muted, so you'll probably want to unmute if you want to talk. Uh-oh. You're still muted. Oh, good. Come on over here. We have such. So we can't hear you, Robin. You're still muted. She knows. She's going to unmute.
Am I unmuted? Well, I'm not going to put the spin up on the wheel, but I'm going to spin from my phone, okay?
Hey, good. And why don't you just tell people what this is for briefly before you spin?
Okay, so I think everybody knows stories are the lifeblood of our business. And when you hear stories, it's like whether it's the Sunday night Connie Zoom or Monday morning miracle call or Tuesday night with our practitioners, when you hear these stories, you think of someone and it inspires people to want to share, like, oh my gosh, I know someone. And that happened this morning on one of our calls, on our Monday morning miracle call. Someone heard about a grandson that broke his arm, and it's like, I got to share that with. So your stories are really, really important for all of us. And so we are rewarding people that are sharing stories in the Vibrant Living Facebook group. And in that group, you have an opportunity to, share your story without naming the company or the patch, but sharing what happened. And from that place, you inspire people. And so we're giving away this week, it's a sleeve of X39 that we're giving. And I'm going to tell you who's in. I'm going to do the spin from here. You don't get to hear it, and I'm off camera. So I'm going to spin on my own and tell you who actually is the winner. And when you become the winner, you want to make sure we have your snail mail address so we could mail you the patch. So drum roll, please.
A whole sleeve of patches.
A whole sleeve of patches. Drum roll, please. Okay. And the winner is Ravel Guzman. Woohoo!
Ravel! Woohoo! Yay, Ravel!
And I want to do a special acknowledgement of Ravel because she put several stories in and she's
Nice.
incredibly compliant. And so
Nice.
we will highlight one of those stories because she had several of them and she upped her chances too. And we'll be getting her a sleeve of X39. So when you do it, just look at where Ravel did in Vibrant Living. If you're not going to Vibrant Living, what's happening there is people are showing up, they're getting inspired by reading these stories, and there are literally hundreds and hundreds of stories in the guides, and they're labeled. You can do a search on knees, on back, on teeth, on whatever you want, and you'll get stories. And then you can invite people to check it out. Like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking of you. I heard this story, and we have this wonderful Facebook group called Vibrant Living, and we share stories and we share inspiration and we share healthy recipes and we share lifestyle and fitness, all kinds of great stuff. Would you like me to invite you? Sure. And then you tag them in the story, and then they get to become part of our community. And Gregory taught me this years ago. People join from one of three doors: the product, the business, or the community. And then they fall in love with the other two. And I think you guys are all proof of that. I mean, I'm in love with this community big time. So share your stories and change people's lives and go in Vibrant Living because we have lots more patches to give away. Watch the video at the top that's pinned so you get the guidelines and know that this is not we don't brand anything on this website. Watch the video. It's only 3 minutes. Okay. And there we have it. Congratulations, Ravel. Woohoo.
And I just wanted to point out, a week at a glance is here for you to look at everything going on. But I do want to point out tomorrow evening, we have a special call. Every Tuesday night is a special call with our health practitioners. And I think tomorrow night, Sunshine Rose is going to be interviewing Dr. Pam Lewin, a medical doctor, and just with a passion and love for LifeWave and helping people. So please join us tomorrow night, same time, same station, so to say, on liveyoungersuccess.com. In your local time zone is posted right there. So with that, I think we're going to bring this call in for a landing. Thank you again, Kai. You inspire people every time, they see and hear you. You're such a fount of wisdom. We love you so much. And big love to everyone. Have a great evening, and we'll see you on one of the upcoming calls. Thanks, everyone. Good night.